How do you feel about your debut, and what do you feel like you want to clean up heading to New York?
Um, my debut was very rusty. It wasn't what I expected coming out, but I'm going to fix it all up, and my next race is going to be amazing.
It's such a short window until the championship season indoors. You don't have a lot of time. So does that add a little bit of pressure to really clean things up a lot from competition to competition?
Yes, it does because we race every other week. There's only about 4 races before nationals. So I think the pressure is really just to make sure that you go out there and be the best athlete that you can be every race that you get because we don't get so many chances. But I think regardless, every time we step on the track, we're trying to be better. So nothing we haven't, done before.
Liz, what are you trying to improve upon most this year?
Mostly this year, I just want to make sure that I get out the blocks as quick as everyone else. I found that in past races, I've been left in the blocks, and it's really hard for fast to catch fast. So this year, I'm just trying to get out with everyone else so I can, finish.
Is that most important in the indoor races when it's only a 60-meter race?
Yes, sir. It is most important in indoor races because for the 100-meter hurdles, I have a lot more time to catch everyone. For indoors, it just goes by so fast that if you get left in the blocks, then that's pretty much where you're going to stay.
How was your start last week?
My start was not what I've practiced at practice, so execution was poor, but I'm sure that it'll become better over time.
Coach Johnson was saying that after everybody got back, there was he sort of described it as a come to Jesus moment with everybody. Do you feel like that was sort of well received, and people have been processing that too, and on it, in a positive way?
Oh, of course. I think we always accept constructive criticism. I'm sure that me and most of the other athletes, if not all, understood that we came out very poor this weekend and it wasn't what we want as a team. So I'm sure that all of us felt that pressure leaving Washington. We didn't feel very excited about the things that we had done. And coach having those meetings just took it to the top. It just made everyone really sit back and realize that we have a lot more to prove and we're nowhere close to done.
Robert also said he thought that you guys have talked to maybe thought that the last two NCAA indoor meets you left a little bit on the table with those eighth place finishes. How much is that a driving, a factor for you in your training?
It sucks to always get last. You never want to go out there and get last, but honestly, I always have something to prove regardless. I don't think that I've ever really went out on a national level at the national meets and been able to put my best foot forward. And I'm not sure why that is, but I'm pretty sure that every day that I work, I'm working towards being able to do what I do in practice at the track meets, regardless of what meet that we're at. And any loss I take seriously. So those eighth place, those really hurt. But, I don't think that indoors is where I am most strong at. But I do want to make sure that I take indoors as a great step toward outdoors.
You're already graduated, aren't you?
Yes, I've graduated with 1 degree. I've now started my second degree.
Second undergraduate degree?
Yes, I went back in as an undergrad and I'm going to do advertising.
And so what was your first degree?
General social science.
How do you clean up your race for the next meet?
Basically, it's about just staying focused, being in your own lane every time. It's just really hard because a start is something that you have to continuously work at. And it's something that is so easy to just go back to, what you've learned before and your bad habits because you're under so much pressure. But just making sure that when you get on the line, you really clear your mind and really just think about the cues that we've practiced in practice to make those happen at the track meet.
And what do you think are some of your bad habits?
I have a lot of bad habits. Pretty much my whole start can just go inside the trash. So I would just say the whole entire thing. I think that I really just get up and start running. And it worked in high school when you're not racing against people that are always at the same caliber as you. But when you get in college and everyone is fast and everyone is state champions, then it's very it like the little things start to matter more.
So if you talk about looking forward to nationals and handling yourself better on that stage, next week you're going to New York City. It's a kind of a hollowed venue. Can a stage like that help you prepare mentally, or is nationals just such a different beast that only it's hard to prepare for that other than just doing it?
No, I definitely think that New York is a better representation of what it would feel like to be at the national meet. For one, because the track is banked, so it's very different from the Washington track. We take less people, so it feels like you've made a bigger step in order to get to that track meet. And I just think that with the first meet under wraps, people are less questionable about what they're going to do and more amped up to make improvements.
Did you get your degree last spring?
Yes.
So you had your degree in hand. Why come back? Why not just leave, go into professional career? What brought you back?
I feel like what brought me back, I'm not finished. Like you said, I've gotten 2 8th places in indoors, 1 4th place in outdoors, and I'm just not finished. Like, I have so much more to prove. And with medically redshirting my freshman year, I have another year. So it didn't make sense for me to do 3 years and leave. If I was at a different place in my track career, I feel like I might have took the other route, but it wouldn't make sense for me to leave one of the best coaches to just stay with him for professional when I can just stay with him for college.